Hello, Miguel. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm not live tonight. I couldn't get an opponent. I need some of you guys to move to Scotland. All my friends are busy, apparently, tonight, so couldn't do a live battle report because everyone's busy. Sad times. It's fine, you know, I always have models that need painted, don't I? I'm the slowest painter known to man. So why not get some models painted, I guess. QSEF, what's happening? Oh, look at this. That's a nice looking pot of paint right there, isn't it? Is there any actual paint left in there? Good question. Oh, it's thick. It is very thick. Let's see, I'm gonna fire some water into this pot, I think. If I get that with Citadel pots, where you just actually put some water into them. I don't know how much life this paint pot has left. Hello, Anne. Good evening. I'm live every Wednesday. I'm usually just playing games on Wednesday night. So Wednesday night's my gaming night, but apparently not this week because all my friends are busy. So Wednesday night this week, I guess, is catch up with some Outriders. Catch up with you guys as well. How's everyone doing? Hopefully we should get back. I messaged Miles is away on work, so we can't get Miles at the moment. Andrew and Colin are hanging out doing their own thing, so it was impossible to get someone for this week. Yeah, it would be good actually, Andrew, to play Miles' Thousand Suns. I'm not sure if that's what he wants to play against me, but I did text Miles at the weekend and was like, "Are you available for Wednesday night?" But he wasn't available. He's not back till next week, so I think I'm going to get a game against Miles in early June. He's away at work at the moment. So hopefully, yeah, I don't know what army he's going to bring. I don't know what army he's taking to our GT, because I'm sure Miles is coming to the GT at the end of June. But yeah, so hopefully playing Miles will be a thing, yes. His Thousand Suns have been causing Colin hella problems, apparently. Lots of characters, I believe, is what Colin was saying. So, Patreon exclusive TTS. I don't think I can stream TTS, James. I believe it's illegal, man. I know with like Magic the Gathering and that, they really hate you playing using Tabletop Simulator, because it's a way to get round the need to buy all the models and stuff. Even if you're using the models you've got, I guess it's still a bit shady. Thousand Suns optimal play is Hero Hammer, yeah, I believe so. I haven't played. Do you know what? I think I played Thousand Suns one time in 10th edition, but he didn't take Hero Hammer at all. He took a giant flying thing with 1,000 Suns. It wasn't. What flying things do the 1,000 Suns have? Not the Helldrake. What's their other flyer? I ended up eating it alive with a bunch of close combat guys. Thank God our close combat guys with jump packs can charge flying units, right? Because no one takes flying units, and I certainly don't have anything in my army that's good against anti-fly. Good evening, Campbell. Fight the power, yeah, I mean, I wish I could, James. That don't mind though, I mean, most weeks it's not a problem to go live, right? For the battle report. In fact, I kind of enjoyed doing the battle reports every week, so it would be better. I suppose it would be cooler if I didn't live in the middle of nowhere in Scotland, but it is what it is. Hello, Jason. How you doing? So because there's no live game, I just thought I'd jump on and paint for like an hour and a half. Just do a little bit of this new company champion I'm working on, do a little bit of Outriders that I'm working on. I just need to get these guys basically back already, 3 or 4 colours, so I can... I'm probably going to field them. I'm probably going to run the list I ran last week at the GT. Don't know if it's the strongest Blood Angels list, but it's fun and it's different, and it's got 10 Sanguinary Guard in it. And I kind of I'm enjoying playing Dante. I always do this to myself though. I always end up like, I did it in 9th edition. I was like playing Mephiston for a while in 9th edition where everybody was like, Mephiston sucks, don't play Mephiston to a tournament. And I took him to a tournament because guess what? I liked him. How long does it take me to get to Inverness? Like an hour. So the same thing's going to happen. Like, I've been playing Dante a few times. I don't think he's brilliant, but I don't think he's horrific. So I'm probably going to just run Dante to the GT and just be like, yeah, well, I like playing him, so that's what I'm going to run. I don't usually go... I mean, I do like to win, but I guess I don't go usually too hard on meta builds and stuff like that. I'm certainly not running 6 units of Death Company and that sort of crazy meta Rhino Death Company thing that was arguably the strongest list that Blood Angels could field, I guess, at the moment. So, it's fine. The Chaos Thunderhawk? Now, I don't know what flyer it was. Ryan's also running Dante to a GT. Good for you, Ryan. I guess me and you can join. We'll be on... I don't know where we will be. We will meet on the bar. What was Dante's flagship called? I can't remember. Is it not like the Spear of Sanguinius or something like that? I'm sure they said the name of that flagship in the Darkness and the Blood book. Oh, it's been a while since I read that. I felt like I should read it again. I think I read it actually before I was live with the channel. What was Dante's flagship called? Someone in chat will know. Red Tear, was it? I don't think so. Was that was an area of space, right? But yeah, so we'll be live on whatever Dante's flagship. We'll be drinking Vitae, as they call it, which is basically wine. And we'll be happy because we fielded Dante. I don't think he's too bad. I was doing some maths on him this week because you know you can make him AP4 with a Sangre Priest. I actually think there's kind of diminishing returns on that because I guess if you do make him AP4 with the Sangre Priest, you're really only going to affect units that don't have invulnerable saves. Hold on, I think that's one of my kids crying. Of course, 1 minute into the stream, one of the kids will be crying. See, this is why I like going out on a Wednesday night, because if the kids are crying, it's not my problem on a Wednesday night. The Red Scars area of space for Balas. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so as much as I guess I like going out on a Wednesday night so I don't have to deal with the 2-year-old and 3-year-old cavorting around in bed for an hour after they should be asleep. It's my one night of the week I get out away from that, man. You can't take that away from me and make me play on TTS. Don't say it. Yeah, I mean, the second I say it, it'll jinx it, won't it? But yeah, I'm going to run 6 Outriders, I think, to the tournament as well. I've decided to run less Scouts, more Outriders. I seem to really... I think I might be the worst player in the game with Scouts. My Scouts always seem to get blown up and killed way too easily. I always try and hide them as well. I think I'm just bad at playing Scouts. Or I play against armies that just deal with Scouts way too efficiently and it makes me feel like I'm bad at playing Scouts. Raoul, good evening. Random question about Infernus Marines. I don't really know how you play Infernus Marines and Blood Angels, Raoul. Because I don't know if I feel like they're that powerful. I mean, I guess if you run them in 2/5s, you would get more benefit because you could make 2 enemies take battle shock tests. But we have a sort of general consensus on this channel that battle shock is a not... If everybody's leadership point had been like 1 or 2 less, battle shock might have been a meaningful mechanic, but for the most part, battle shock is not a mechanic that has a lot of meaning in 10th edition, I would say. So it's a bit rubbish that the Infernus Marines' main thing is like they do battle shock. So I feel like because of that, they're not a little bit less exciting, maybe. Yo, Maximus, how do you plan on using them? What, the Outriders? Just to score points and occasionally carve some stuff up with chainswords, right? But mainly to score points. They can move 18 inches. Hello, Maximus. Everything is good, man. I saw your comment earlier about my battle report not being live has ruined your day. Sorry for ruining your day, Maximus. But no, I just couldn't get an opponent tonight. I tried. You gotta remember, my channel's small enough where like nobody that's on my channel is getting wages or anything like that, so it's not like I'm paying people to do battle reports. So if all my friends are busy, there's no battle report. It doesn't happen all that often. But it does happen probably once every 3 months or something. It's fine, I'll take the extra paint session. I usually only get like 1 paint session a week nowadays because of the kids, so I don't want to say it's like a relief to not have to do the battle report. I think it's more like, for me it's actually fine, right? Like I enjoy having my 1 Wednesday night a week doing the battle report, but yeah, I think it's good for me to get a little bit more painting done because I definitely don't get enough painting done these days. You can tell that by like most of my armies are very, I was gonna say, they're very battle ready. There's always a couple of models that are sneaking into my lists that are like this guy, you know, like way too much red on them and no other colours. I did finish those heavy intercessors, but I promptly finished the heavy intercessors and then decided that I'm not really fielding them at the moment. Maybe that'll change with the new mission deck. But since finishing the heavy intercessors, I honestly think I'd like jump back onto infiltrators, which is ironic because I finish a unit and then to get me less battle ready looking, and then I'm you're going to take objectives with Infernus Marines, then probably the 10. But I honestly think that you could go with the 5. I don't know if I feel Infernus Marines are all that strong, man. Not for Blood Angels, not for the Sons of Sanguinius detachment. Maybe if you're running like Firestorm or something, but I don't think many Blood Angels players are honestly running Firestorm. Like, I think that would be a very, very low percentage of players. So yeah, it's ironic, every time I finish a unit, that unit gets rotated out of my army because I've decided it's not competitive. And all my painting is done on stuff that I want to feel competitive or something like that, I don't know. Heavies are fine, but they're competing with jump packs. Heavies are the heavies are competing with infiltrators more than the jump pack guys, I feel like. Because infiltrators are just too darn good at securing the backfield. You know, just the fact that they basically stop anything deep striking and charging, and sometimes they can zone out huge areas. So I think that I don't necessarily think the heavy intercessors are bad in any way, shape or form. I actually kind of like them. I think they're pretty survivable. I just think that they're competing in far too many places. Hello Marius, did you get your internet cut out up here? No, we didn't get the internet cut out up here, but the rain today has been insane, if that's what you're talking about. It's been raining now like super heavy for like 4 or 5 hours. Somebody somewhere is getting flooded tomorrow, I'm telling you. Because I couldn't believe how heavy the rain still is. You know, it's been on full whack for like 4 hours now. We probably have had a month of rainfall in the last like 4 hours. I wouldn't be surprised. I take it that's why your internet went out, is it? Marius, if you ever want to come to Elgin on a Wednesday night, you should let me know, because I couldn't get an opponent tonight. So if you ever feel like you would like a drive up to Elgin on a Wednesday night for a battle report, you'd be welcome to come on the channel. I know it's a long drive for you, but the opportunity would be there if you wanted it. I wasn't able to get an opponent tonight, so that's why I'm just live for a little bit painting. Yeah, the 12-inch deep strike. Hannah says, "Hiya Commander, love seeing Outriders. I'm facing Necrons Awakened Dynasty tonight. Got any advice from my Sons of Sanguinius? Kill full units." That's the trick with Necrons, is you have to kill the whole unit so that they don't get resurrection protocols. If you leave like one guy alive, then they'll regen and it can end up being horrific. So like, you want to make sure you're killing whole units. Probably going to do that best with weight of attacks. What I mean by that is like lots of attacks into single unit. So yeah, Necrons are strong right now. I mean, they've been strong since their codex came out. It's hard to give too much advice without seeing your list and their list, I guess. But the general consensus is that you need to be able to kill whole units. Lagmeister's going to a tournament this weekend. 1,000 points Sons of Sanguinius. Sons of Sanguinius are pretty good in 1,000 points, Lagmeister. You can win that. You got this.
I have awoken.
Hey, thank you so much for, what was that? Martin subscribing. Thank you so much, Martin. Like 80 subscribers now away from hitting 15,000, so every new subscriber helps. Thank you so much. Use your mobility. Yeah, I mean, I always say that the strength of a Blood Angel's army, the biggest strength is our mobility, right? Like, that is literally our biggest strength. But yeah, Necron Warriors have a lot of OC as well, so I don't have a great track record playing against Necrons. I haven't played them too many times this edition, and the times I have played them have been beat. But I mean, Necrons were very, very powerful there for a hot minute, weren't they? Like, they had like a 60-something win rate, right? In my 2 years of playing Warhammer, Necrons are the only ones I haven't beaten yet. Oh, I've beaten them a few times, but yeah, it can be... Resurrection protocols can be really obnoxious. You're gonna bring Val, you're gonna bring the Sanguiner. It wouldn't be the worst thing to bring a unit with boatloads of attacks as well, right? Like, you want to be able to be like, hey, you know, take 50 saves at -2 so that they don't have any chance of resurrecting any models. Because when the whole unit takes death, right, or when the whole unit dies, then they can't roll any more resurrections. So the last thing you want to do is like leave a unit with one guy alive, and then they can resurrect, and then sometimes they can spend command points to get units back, and then sometimes they can spend other units automatically regenerate, and yeah, it's all about trying to finish units off, I feel like, when you're playing against Necrons. Evening, Michael, how you doing? Evening, Eternal Crusader, good evening. A lot of people tuning in now. Sorry I'm not live for a battle report. Should be normal service next week. I just couldn't get an opponent tonight. You know, I guess, like, I rely on my friends a lot, like my real life friends, to help me have an opponent to do the battle reports each week, and if they're all busy, then they're all busy, so I guess, yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't happen very often, but maybe it happens more often because it's like coming into summer, but hey, the weather today in Scotland has been super shit, so I guess just everybody was busy tonight. I saw Hellstorm Mickey's doing like a giant 120 player open in Sheffield. I actually really would like to go to his open. Just, I think for me it would have to be next year. I think I might try and go next year actually. I looked at the drive, like how far away Sheffield is. It's not the worst drive in the world. It would be like 8 hours for me. I can drive, like 8 hour drive doesn't feel too bad, right? Because I could go, I would be going down the day before anyway if it's a tournament, so I could go down the day before, I could leave at like 10 o'clock in the morning or something, so I could have like a couple of hour breaks, like hour break for lunch, hour break for dinner or something, arrive at the hotel 8 o'clock or something, yeah, nice and refreshed the next day, go to the tournament. I'd like to do that actually. I think maybe next year. Because I think at the moment I'm like, we have a 2-year-old son who is, his name is Michael, and Michael is being super difficult at the moment. He ran out in front, like he ran away from his mum and ran onto the road like yesterday. Like, we're just lucky there wasn't a car coming or something like that. He doesn't bloody listen. So, yeah. Maybe next year, when people actually wants to listen, I'll get away for a long weekend to go to Hellstorm Mickey's tournament. It sounds good. Is it? I was going to say, it's not Hellstorm Mickey at all, is it? It's Hellstorm Mikey. What do we think of orcs now? What detachment is scariest? Bully Boys is super scary. Green Tide is also pretty scary. We have a video coming out on orcs tomorrow night over on the Grots channel. I actually went over the whole codex. It's like an hour and a half video about like what to watch out for in the orc codex. So that's on the podcast tomorrow night. So if you're not subscribed to our podcast, you might want to. Don't have to, but you might want to. It should be an interesting video. Terrible 2, says Michael. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, what's funny is, like my dad is, he passed from cancer like 15 years ago, man. But like, I just keep hearing him in my head, because my dad always used to say to me, right, he always used to say like, what was it, he said, I don't know why I talk to you kids, it literally goes in one ear and out the other. That was like his favourite saying. That's what I remember from him bringing me up, right? Like, he always used to say that, because kids don't friggin' listen. And like, every time Michael's like running away, and we're like, please Michael, come back here. You know, we're begging for you, please come and brush your teeth. Please do this, please do that. I just hear my dad all the time. Like, now I know what it was like for my dad. Kids, man. What a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. My kid is 2.5, he's an adrenaline junkie, says Blood Buffalo. He likes doing trust falls when no one is around. Oh, I quite believe it. I quite believe it. Yeah, do you know what? Having a couple of young kids, not so much with my son, because maybe this happened more with my daughter when she was born, right? Having a couple of young kids honestly makes you question how human beings became the dominant species on the planet. Because when we are that young, my god, do we try and injure ourselves or kill ourselves, or, you know, like, it's just crazy. Like, so I remember with my daughter at one point thinking to myself, like, how on earth did human beings become the dominant species on the planet? Because we are so stupid when we're young. I mean, that probably lasts a lot longer than the age of like 3 or something, but it's so true. So probably what's going to happen, right, is I am going to paint these Outriders the next 2 weeks, and then like a week before the tournament or something, I'm going to decide that I've gone off Outriders and I don't want to play them for the tournament. But I guess the plus side will be that when I do decide to play Outriders again in another 6 years' time or something, then I'll have a bunch of like 3/4 painted Outriders. That's probably what's going to happen here. But hey, I like the Outrider models. I think they're super cool. It's kind of a travesty that they've been in a shelf for like 6 years and not been painted, right? Just because they haven't had the greatest rules. So I guess to me it makes sense. Like, let's just get these Outriders at least somewhat painted. So I'm enjoying doing the Outriders, even if I think it's a bit weird. Opposable thumbs, brain power, and vocal cords. Sure. Opposable thumbs make us the dominant species, Rezio, is that why? But yeah, good evening, Rez, how you doing? Campbell says he's still a liability at 30. Oh yeah, I know what that's like, man. I'm a liability at like 40. Mario says his dad passed 7 years ago, but he gets it now. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it sucks to lose a parent, man. But yeah, yeah. It's funny though how you can hear their voice crystal clear in your head every time I say it. Like, you know, please listen to me. Have asked 10 times. The ability to swear makes us the the dominant species. Okay. So hopefully we should get back to gameplay next Wednesday as normal. But yeah, in the interim, I'm happy to have an extra night painting. I'm gonna have 3 colours on these Outrider. I mean, technically they already kind of have 3 colours on them. So I'm gonna have 3 colours on the Outriders. I'm gonna get 3 colours onto this company. What's this? This is a company champion that I've made, basically. He's a converted Terminator into a company champion. What's everyone working on tonight, guys? You do hobby on Wednesday night, people? Today would have been my dad's 70th. It looks like everybody's lost their dad in here. Oh dear. If I had a beer, I would raise it for you, Campbell, but I think my dad would have been about 70 as well, actually. Maybe a little bit. I think he was born in 55. Maybe 51, actually. Yeah, maybe a little bit over. Man, I want to be still doing Warhammer when I'm 70, I swear to you. I think when I'm 70, I will have finished my pile of shame. How about them apples? Good afternoon, Antonius. How you doing? Ryan's painting the new scouts. Dwayne, good evening. Carl, are you still running Sanctuary Guard? I haven't had a chance to test them, but your videos had me curious. I've got another video coming. I filmed it last night, Carl. I basically wanted to... Do you know what? It was Rizio's on the channel, so I may as well just tell you. Rizio put like a comment on the Sanctuary Guard video saying like we need to get some Vanguard veteran numbers up in here. So I spent the last 2 nights working on a bit of Vanguard veteran video love. So yes, I am still running Sanctuary Guard. I have now done the math for comparing like 10 Sanctuary Guard to 10 Death Company. And I've also done the math this week of which you guys will get on Friday, by the way, because the video still needs like a thumbnail and it needs uploaded and stuff. You'll get the math from 10 Vanguard veterans on Friday. So I have the data now telling me how good Sanctuary Guard are against Death Company, how good they are against Vanguard veterans, And yes, the answer to your question is I am still going to be, even after doing all the math, I am still going to be playing Dante plus 10 Sangregard. Is it the most competitive option? Possibly not. Is it an option that I feel comfortable playing and I'm enjoying? Yes. And I guess if you know anything about this channel and me, I guess, is I tend to go with things that I enjoy over what might be deemed as like the best / meta choice. So, are Sangregard the best meta choice with Dante? Probably not, but can you do okay with them? Probably. So I'm probably going to do that. My dad did leave me a cool hobby knife. Jason. I think I actually stole it from his toolbox. Probably in like the 90s, probably. I think the Vanguard numbers are relevant. That's another jump elite. Yeah, do you know what's interesting? And I can give you a spoiler here, Reziel, that having run all the numbers, I think if you want to get the most out of Dante, he might actually be the best choice for running for leading the Vanguard veteran unit. And there's a couple of reasons behind that, and we'll go into all of them, I guess, in this week's tactics video. But yes, the Vanguard veteran numbers are somewhat decent. I mean, Vanguard veterans, they're just as viable. If you're running them with a priest and a captain or a Dante, they're pretty much just as viable as the Sangregard. Possibly just as viable as the Death Company, hard to say. Dwayne says he's got 63 and he still has a large pile of shame. Well, Dwayne, it sounds like you've got 7 years to get it done, and you need to finish it by the time you're 70. That's a good target to have, right? You got this. Didn't realise you were so old, Dwayne. Thanks for watching. Trying to paint 15 jump intercessors, a ball predator and a vindicator for Saturday. Jesus, you're gonna have to call in sick tomorrow, Lagmeister. Hi boss, I have to have my army painted for this GT on Saturday, so I'm gonna have to call in sick for the next 3 days. Can I just tell you something? Have I sworn on the stream already? Probably, because I always end up swearing. It's funny that, see in my house, right? I do not swear hardly at all when I'm around my kids. If anything, I'm always telling my wife, like, don't say the F word in front of the kids. Don't swear in front of the kids. The second I go on stream, it must be like my release after a whole week of really nice, family-friendly language the whole week. The second I get on stream, I'm just like swear. It's getting heavy in tonight's stream. Yeah, you call your dad, Blood Buffalo. Man, if I could call my dad right now, I would, you know that? Here's the thing, you don't realise how lucky you are with your parents till they're gone, man. Yeah, I lost my dad in 2008. So that's 14 years? February 2008, 14 years. So I am 40 now, so I lost him when I was 26. I didn't handle that too well at the time, honestly, as well. That was one of the reasons that I sort of stopped playing Warhammer, right? Because when that happened, I very much became a recluse for like a good few years. I didn't want to see anybody, I didn't want to talk to anybody. Shit got real for me back then. It's far enough back that I can talk about it comfortably, but it does sometimes feel a little bit awkward, even just, yeah. Thanks so much for the $2, dude. I do appreciate it. I think Vanguard veterans are really interesting. I don't know if I want to run them myself, though. But I think like if you are running 10 Vanguard veterans with a captain or the Sanguinary Guard or Dante and a priest. Sorry, what did I say? Captain and the Sanguinary Guard. I meant Captain and the Sanguinary Priest or Dante and the Priest. I actually think these are really interesting / competitive options. I just don't know if I guess the biggest main difference is you get a 4-up invuln, but you lose an Infernal Pistol. And I think there's value in both things. So I guess it depends on how you want to run the unit, right? If you want the unit to be quite tanky, I guess you go Van Vets. If you're happy to not be quite as tanky and have a bunch of Infernal Pistols, I guess you can go the other way. You got the day off work already, good man. You're still going to be painting the entire day, Lagmeister, but good luck getting it all done. Emma says he lost his dad last year. It's quite raw, man. I'm sorry, man. It's rough. It is rough. I think the best thing you can do is like honor their memory or try and remember all the positive things. That's what I did, man. Like I don't have any negative memories of my. I just try and hold on to all the positive memories, right? Thoughts on Assault Terminators? They're too expensive, man. I don't know why they're 185 points. I think the regular Terminators at 175 points are probably better. I don't know why. I think the Assault Terminator should be at least the same 175 points, but I can honestly see that they should maybe be 5 points cheaper because it really comes down to the Thunderhammers. I think if the Thunderhammers had weapon skill 3 up, then I might be okay with Assault Terminators. You know what, thinking about it, it's actually kind of silly that Death Company have weapon skill 3 up on Thunderhammers and Terminators have weapon skill 4 up, because I don't know if you remember, if you go back to the 2nd edition Codex, I'm like 90% sure there was a paragraph in the 2nd edition Codex that said like Thunderhammers are such an unwieldy weapon that only Terminators can wield them. That's why they had like the -1 to hit. But I guess they've got confused now and Death Company can... A regular Death Company Marine can field a Thunderhammer better than a Terminator. It don't make any sense. They have 4 wounds. Yeah, no, I get that they have a Storm Shield, they have 4 wounds. But the wounds isn't really the problem I have with them. Like, the extra wound and all is great. But I think the problem I have with them is that their damage output is average at best, or maybe even I would go as far as say their damage output is poor on the Assault Terminators, because they've got no shooting attacks. So you would think that they could at least hit on a 3-up. They don't even get that many attacks, right? It's like 3 per model. So it's like 3 attacks and a 4-up. So if you aren't making any charges and getting your extra attack, you don't even get like a good number of attacks. You get a very rubbish number of attacks, and then you get a rubbish weapon skill as well. I think probably what will happen is Assault Terminators will be garbage for a little while. I mean, they're maybe not garbage, they're maybe just 10 or 15 points too expensive, but I think that they're probably going to stay there until they release a new Assault Terminator kit. They'll release a new Assault Terminator kit. Death Company BS is 4-up with a Thunderhammer. Alright, is it? Well, yeah, here's the thing, I guess. Thunderhammers are not good anymore. You're better off with the Power Fists. You're much better off with the Power Fists, I feel like. If Thunderhammers were still 3 damage, I'd probably be saying Assault Terminators were good. But the fact that they lost damage as well, I think it's just not... I don't think the devastating wounds makes up for the loss of damage, I guess. That's probably a better way of putting it. Thank you for the clarification, Phil Lagmeister. I don't play I guess I don't play Assault. I don't play Thunderhammers anymore. Thunderhammers were like my go-to weapon in 9th edition, but I guess now I just flat out don't play them, right? I think a lot of people probably don't play Thunderhammers anymore. Black Rage says, hey man, I just discovered your channel. My name says it all. Welcome, Black Rage. I don't actually understand how You know, it's a welcome to the channel, by the way, Black Rage. It's a funny thing, YouTube, right? Because like sometimes I find a channel on YouTube. Let's say I'm trying to think what I'm even into that I would find a channel. I don't know. Sometimes I'll find a channel that I've never seen before, and I watch one of their videos and was like, "That's a really interesting video," and I go and click on it, and it's like, this channel has 1 million subscribers, and I've never even heard of them before. I'm like, how do they get 1 million subscribers? And I never even heard of them. But that's the funny thing with the Blood Angels channel. Like, we get new people still every single day, like yourself, Black Rage, and it's like, I'm sure you've watched more than one. If you've got a name like Black Rage, you've watched a Blood Angels video on YouTube before, right? Like, you've definitely done that, I feel like. But hey, for some reason you never found the channel. YouTube blows my mind. I'm sure I found like a creator that had like 5 million subscribers before, so welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing as well, dude. Welcome. I'm live like 3 times. Sorry, no. Yeah, I'm live 3 times every week. Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then we have a new video all about like 40k tactics for the Blood Angels every Fridays. So I'm you know, I get new content coming out 4 times a week. I'm a one-man band. And I got a wife and a kids as well and a day job, so I think I do pretty well. Thank you for the subscription. Keep an eye out, more coming every week. Sound weapons are stronger than Thunderhammers apparently. What, the new Noise Marine weapon, or are you talking about something else? Crozier says, I'm a teacher in real life. I sadly can never take a day off to finish a painting project. Yes, you can, man. It's called a sick day. No, don't get in trouble. Don't take a sick day to paint models. Bad idea. The new sound weapon for the Noise Marines. What was that actually called? Sonic Blaster or something? It was basically like a missile launcher, is it not? Like Strength 9 -2 or something. I wasn't sure they were going to keep the Noise Marines because I didn't know if they quite fitted with like their new sort of like, you know, they were trying to be making everything a bit more like realistic and a little bit more gringy and stuff like that. I wasn't entirely sure. I suppose it's nice that they decided to hang on to them, or whatever you want to call it. I think they buff the new stuff. I think they buff models very randomly, and sometimes I guess because they buff them so randomly, people are convinced that they buff them to sell miniatures. And I mean, they definitely, the new codex has definitely come out a bit strong, right? Like, I guess if the codex comes out and nobody cares about it, then they probably don't sell any miniatures. I don't know. I try not to read too much into that because I don't like to think that the game is balanced on selling miniatures. Some people definitely read into it a lot, and they're like, this unit is just strong right now because it's going to sell models and it's a new codex. New codexes typically always are strong, right? That's been a thing for a few years now. Codex creep is a real thing. I remember when the Sisters of Battle Codex came out in 9th edition, it was just like, you were playing 9th edition, everyone was quite enjoying the game, and then Sisters of Battle Codex came out, and everyone was like, oh my god, look at these Sisters of Battle. They were just like throwing mortal wounds out like they were going out of fashion. It was absolutely crazy. I think they were the first army that had like the stratagem where it was like, basically like a strat that every time you use it, it was like guaranteed 6 models for 1 CP. And it was like, you could put that strat on like a unit that cost like 80 points. So you could just bring that unit in from reserve, do its 6 mortals, I mean, it would do some damage on top of the guaranteed 6 mortals. The unit would then get killed, and then next turn you just do the exact same thing. Another unit, another 80 points, another 6 mortals for 1 CP. You know. Should I get the Hammerfall bunker? By the time I paint it, will it have good rules? No. Because the Hammerfall bunker got buffed crazily at the end of 9th edition. I don't know if you remember how cheap it got. It went down to 100 points. It's like 175 at the moment or something. They dropped it to 100 points, and they made it like 40% cheaper, and still no one run it. I've never seen a Hammerfall bunker. I'm gonna say in the flesh, yeah. Like I've never seen anyone run a Hammerfall bunker. I must have played like 1,000 games of Warhammer since they released it. I've never seen it once. I had to share this. I had my 4th game of 40k. Turn 1, my friend got a charge from his 8-strong unit of Squig Riders. Heroic intervention with the Judiciar and Blade Guard squad and wiped his unit. Yeah. The Blade Guard with the Judiciar, dude, they're no joke, man. They kill a lot of stuff when the opponents charge you, and people underrate that. Like, I always see people going like, oh, a captain's really good with Blade Guard, or a lieutenant for fallback and charge is really good with Blade Guard, and I was like, yeah, but Judiciar is pretty good with Blade Guard. Fight first on, 6 of them have 4 attacks each, right? Fight first on, like, 6 4s 24. Fight first on 24, strength 5 -2 weapons with potential rerolls to hit from their ability. And then you've got the Judiciar's attacks in there as well. He's got like another 5 attacks at strength 7, I think. Again, -2 damage. Can put out a lot, those Judiciar and the Blade Guard. I like them a lot. I think they're a great fight first unit. I think they work really well in Blood Angels. I was running them in a lot of my army list. I don't have them in my current list, but I've run them to tournaments before. I've run them in Land Raider Redeemers before. I think they're really good. And some people will charge them, underestimating them, and if you charge them underestimating them, it's dangerous. Casey says he wants to pop in here and say thank you for the content. Took 4th and went 5-1 in a 100-man GT last weekend. Definitely use some tips and techniques. Casey, congrats, man. Good for you. I also love the fact that you came in here and share something like that, dude. Thank you so much. I don't always get comments like that, I guess. And hey, I don't even go 5-1 in a 100-man GT. So you're a better player than I am, dude. Well done. I'm glad I managed to give you a couple of my tips. I feel like I learn a lot from losing, though, eh? So maybe I can do all the losing, tell you why I lost and what not to do. I do think sometimes I do that, actually. Like on my battle reports, I'm like, don't do this, guys. I did it, and I really effed up here. So maybe I can occasionally help someone to go to a 5-1 finish. Congrats, though, dude. 5-1 is like really, really solid. I've been to a lot of GTs. It's friggin' hard to do 4-1, so 5-1 is insane. Well done. Judicaur every game, says the Blood Buffalo. Andonius got to the gym and forgot his gym bag. You not just strip down to your boxer shorts, man. Just ask people, just I don't know. Say, hey, it's summer. I was probably going to be too hot anyway. Please just let me do my workout in my boxer shorts. I've been really trying to do the gym religiously. I don't know if you guys remember that I broke my arm. But I've been really trying to get the strength back in my right arm. So like, I think it was like, I was working out this weekend, and then on Monday in work I was just like, my arm was like so sore. But, I am getting quite a bit of strength back on my arm, so I'm quite happy about that. No pain, no gain. I hate people that are looking at other people in the gym anyway, right? Like, it's just get on and do your workout. I don't really care what other people think. I'm usually a sweaty mess in the gym anyway. No one wants to look at me. So maybe just hopefully it's quiet. Pretty hot out here. Yeah, you can do it in your boxer shorts. Do it. Losing is the best teacher, says Casey. It is, isn't it? Blood Angel's commander died for our sins. Is it a good idea to run Blade Guard without a character in Sons of Sanguinius? I mean, they fit nicely in an Impulsor without the character. I think they're fine without a character in Sons of Sanguinius. You're probably just gonna use lethal hits on them. Sorry. You're probably just gonna use Red Rampage on them. 6 of them on the charge is 30 strength 7 minus 2 damage attacks. If you give them lethal hits in Lance from Red Rampage, they kill a lot of stuff. They don't really need the character. I mean, the Judiciar is really nice if you're getting charged by an opponent. Like, he is really nice, but like, do Blade Guard need to be led by a character to do a lot of damage? No. I like 3-man squads of Blade Guard as well. I think even if you have a 3-man squad, doesn't sound like much on paper, right? But it is still 15 hitting on 3s, rerolling 1, so it's still 15 attacks with a 77% hit rate. So that's probably like 12 hits. It's strength 7 minus 2 damage. If you put that into like a 5-man squad of Marines, they probably kill all of them, right? We just don't see many people run Blade Guards in 3s. But like, sometimes you don't have many points left at the end of your list and you put in like a squad of Jump Assault Intercessors or something. You could definitely do worse than just having a little small squad of Blade Guard, right? It'll still kill stuff. They will 100% still kill stuff. William says 3 Blade Guard without a character is a good objective holder. I mean, it is in terms of like if the opponent's trying to bring something that's like weak onto an objective to take it, 3 Blade Guard will slaughter. Like against infantry, they'll slaughter them, right? Like if you put 3 Blade Guard with no buffs. So just like 3 Blade Guard in Sons of Sanguinius, that would be... and you use the reroll 1s to hit, right? I'm just going to tell you the math. It would be 15 hits times 0.77. 15 times 0.77. Times that by 0.66 because you're wounding on 3s with their strength 7. If the opponent was saving on 5s, like their intercessors, they're saving on 5s because they're minus 2, so that cuts out a third of them. 0.3, 0.66 again. Statistically, they do actually kill all 5. So if the 3 Blade Guard will statistically kill 5 intercessors if they charge them with the Sons of Sanguinius buff. So like, yes, they're 90 points, but they are 3 wounds a model, and they do have an in-run save. And they will like slaughter even like Space Marines are somewhat decent infantry, right? Like they're not strong, but they're not super weak either. Campbell says I'm all in on suppressors these days. They catch people off guard so much. See, I keep thinking about fielding suppressors. Who are you catching off guard with the suppressors? Tell me, which armies? And what are you shooting them at? Because I kind of think that the -1 to hit on suppressors might actually be good, but I don't know what I'm using them against, Campbell. Campbell, you're going to give all of us in chat the knowledge of what to use suppressors against. So we're all waiting. We're all on the edge of our seats. We're all super excited. We want to know what you can actually use suppressors for. Reziel says, I had Art of War fix the Sons of Sanguinius list of mine that had Blade Guard plus the Judiciar a little while back, and they stripped the Judiciar right out of it. It's arguably better. I think I watched that video, Reziel, and cause I think, didn't you tell them you didn't want too many changes, and they literally stripped your list into, like, it was nothing like the list that you sent in. I don't know, I think I'm if it's a video I'm thinking of, I watched it and I honestly think I preferred your original list. But here's the thing, Art of War guys have very specific styles of how they want to play the different armies, and they're playing them at a completely different level to the standard people. So because of that, I can kind of skew some of the thoughts or the opinions that they might have about it. Rambo Cambo, I like that. That's what we're calling you now. All right, Rambo. How do we use these suppressors? This better be good. We're all waiting. Is there anything that's T7 or 8 that is permanently on their invuln saves already? Demons, I guess, maybe, William? How come? Because demon armies don't really have regular saves. I don't know if I can think of any demons off the top of my head that have T7 or 8. I'm sure there is some, because I've played Nurgle demons a few times, and they have, like, the Beasts of Nurgles, I think they're T9. I'm sure there would be, like, Chaos Spawn or something. What's the toughness of a Chaos Spawn these days? It must be at least, like, 6, right? Not sure. Not sure if there's any demons with T7 toughness. Probably. I scared my 1000 Sons friends by typing Death Company jump pack with Librarian Dread. I ended up wiping his Terminators that he had in the backfield. Yeah, I mean, we don't see the Librarian Dreadnought too often. I feel like not that many people are playing it now at the moment, but yeah, I mean, the teleport is definitely worthwhile. The teleport is actually one of the strongest abilities in the game, being able to remove any infantry within 12 and just set them up elsewhere. It's very, very strong, but I feel like we don't see it as much as you might expect to see it. William's trying to think of some targets the suppressors will be good into. Yeah, we're waiting, Campbell. You've been using them against Chaos Space Marines, Orcs and Eldars. Lower toughness are lower priority. Mostly target heavy elites that are commonplace in my meta. I mean, I guess if you were fighting up against, like, Orc Knobs or something, the Knobs do have Power Fists, but they are already just Weapon Skill 4 up. So yeah, there would definitely be some value there to be basically saying, like, -1 to hit with your 40 knobs. So your knobs, well, sorry, it's not 40 knobs, it's 10 knobs, but they get 4 attacks each in the WAG, so they hit on sorry, they get 40 attacks, but they hit on 4s. So you would only get 20 hits. Make them hit on 5s, they lose like 6 or 7 hits. I mean, based on that, you could definitely argue suppressors are decent, just we don't really see them getting played. You keep thinking about them. When I decided to add the 2 units of Outriders to my list, I was very close to running 1 unit of Outriders and 1 unit of Suppressors, just because I was like, I wanted to excuse me. I wanted to test out the Suppressors. I ended up going a little bit harder on the Outriders, I guess, and having run them a few times, I do like them. But yeah, maybe I could drop 1 squad of Outriders and test out a squad of Suppressors. Acknowledge my brilliant Seth Judasar BGV Impulsor combo above. Did I miss a brilliant combo? I run Seth solo out of an Impulsor with 3 Blade Guard and the Judiciar. Giving Seth Red Rampage will also delete what I need him to for 80 points. It's always a winning point swap. I didn't realise Well, one, I didn't realise Seth was only 80 points. Seth is a weird character though, right? He doesn't really buff the unit he's with. Because he's got like Whirlwind of Rage, which gives him more attacks. I forget what his other ability is. He gets more attacks for the number of enemies close by, right? That's one of his abilities. What's his other ability again? Ryan puts suppressors in to help deal with orcs. Yeah, I mean, it could certainly be a tactic to deal with orcs. It's not a tactic that we've seen as a commonplace stratagem or commonplace thing, but it could definitely help deal with orcs. Plunging Fire for extra AP would give him some punch. People forget about Plunging Fire. It really doesn't come up that often though, I guess. Oh, my main problem with suppressors are they're locked to only 3 dudes. If I could run them as a 5 or 6, I would run them in a heartbeat. My main problem with them was the fact that they had heavy on their weapons. Because it felt to me like you wanted them to be really mobile, like moving around, suppressing things at will, sort of, and then it was like that they've got heavy that wants them to stand still, which is kind of felt like counterintuitive to what you want the unit to be doing. His AP 2, flat 3 damage every wound. Oh, it's advance and charge. Does he have to be leading a unit to give advance and charge? Thank you, by the way. Or does he get advance and charge if he's on his own? Ryan is a big fan of Seth. Every week on the battle report he comes in asking me to play Seth. The thing is, I'm not really even a Flesh Terrors player. I've played them once on the channel. But Ryan is a huge fan of Seth, I guess. They do have 48-inch range. Yeah, I mean, that's the other side of the coin, is they do have a 48-inch range, so I guess you can probably try and get them in a good firing line and kind of just sit them there and see what happens. If they had Gravis armor, I feel like I would run them as well. Really, like, I would pick them up in a second, I think, if they were Gravis armor. First, I don't really know why they didn't get Gravis. Considering the scepters are kind of the same thing. If anything, you would have thought that the suppressors would have got the Gravis, because they arguably have the bigger guns, and bigger guns would sort of mean bigger, badder armor sets. I don't know. Seth is great if you don't run other named characters, yes. I mean, that's the one downside of taking Seth, is you have to give up any other named characters, right? And you've got 8 attacks on the charge, sustained hits. Oh, right, I forgot, yeah, he's got sustained hits, so he's got sustained hits and bonus attacks, yeah. I did make a Seth. I did make a Seth model. I need to spray my Seth model. My Seth model, I gave him like a double chainsword conversion thing. I feel like the Inceptor and Suppressor weapons should be swapped. Yeah, it is a bit weird. I guess the Inceptors have Gravis armor because they have to get much closer into the fray. But yeah, I think from a standpoint, it might have made more sense if it was like the Suppressors had the bigger armor because they have the bigger, more long-range guns. But well. Yeah, I still think I want to try Suppressors at some point. I just don't know when or why. They definitely feel like they'd be good against orcs. MB92 says he's been playing a lot of Lord of the Rings. MESBG. Right, let me think about this for a minute. MESBG. I don't play Lord of the Rings, but I've watched the movies and I've read the books. Believe it or not, I have read the Lord of the Rings book many, many years ago. MESBG. Like, I was thinking Minas Tirith, no. Helm's Deep, no. Middle-earth strategy battle game, oh, of course. I was thinking it was like an actual expansion, like, you know how they did like the Balin's Tomb or something like that, right? I know they did the Battle of Osgiliath recently as well, because I did see the Battle of Osgiliath box set, and I really liked that battle from the movie. I thought it was such a cool battle, especially like when the orcs were like, form ranks! And like the Rohin were coming in. I always get goosebumps when that Rohin theme starts up, you know? And he's like, ride for ruin! Man, I don't even know how I remember that, because I haven't watched that movie in like a decade at this point. Good movie, I guess. Memorable. I don't know if you saw that the guy that played King Theoden died like just like last week or something. He was a really great, like, his acting in that movie was top notch. The bit when he was like all controlled by Saruman and stuff. No, he wasn't controlled by Saruman, was he? He was controlled by Sauron. That bit was epic. But yeah, that was a great piece of movie. Yeah, so they released. They obviously have the Battle for Osgiliath box set out, man. It's so cool. But I've got so many miniature games that I have to paint, and I always end up just painting my Blood Angels because I never get my Blood Angels finished. So, was it not Battle for Osgiliath? Sorry. Okay, maybe I got it wrong. I really thought that was... Oh, was that the Battle of Pelennor Fields or something? So what's the box set that's out at the moment? Oh, Osgiliath was before that battle. Oh, right, yeah. So they're both in Gondor. That's my confusion here. Okay. They did another box set that was the Is it Pelennor Fields or Pelennor Fields or something? I guess it's because it had that same big orc, or the same sort of troll thing that has me confused. Okay. But yeah, I think the Lord of the Rings box sets look awesome, man. If I had unlimited time, I would 100% buy those box sets for Lord of the Rings. I have the Lich King model because he's so badass, says Jim. The only thing I've painted in like the last 5 years that wasn't 40k was Star Wars. But I love the Lich King. That was when WoW was the biggest game in the world, I guess. Or one of the best games in the world, I think. That paint has run horribly. Yeah, I think Outriders are one of the coolest models. It's so sad that the rules are so lackluster and the fact that you can't even get like a special weapon. I built this Outrider, this commander, I guess, and I just gave him a power sword. I don't care they can't have power weapons. Obviously, when I play it in game, it's just a chainsword, but I just thought, like, if for some reason they ever get round to actually allowing Outriders to have weapon options, this way I'll be prepared. So this Outrider has got himself a power sword. I don't even know if a power sword is a particularly good weapon these days. I mean, a bunch of people have master-crafted power swords, right? But, like, hold on, I think I hear one of my kids crying. Oh, sorry. Hello. If Outriders let the sergeant use an eviscerator or something, they would be far more interesting. They would be, wouldn't they? I'm kind of. Do we actually have any models that can have an eviscerator now? Because it used to be the Assault Marines, right? I feel like it was the Assault Marines and Vanguard Veterans. Yeah, I think the Vanguard Veteran Sergeant might have been allowed an eviscerator. That's a good question. Can we even field eviscerators now? Are they even a thing for Blood Angels? They're gone, are they? Hey Terrence, how you doing? If only Outriders could have a leader, yeah. Well, they can have a chaplain leader, but that's it. Chaplain on a bike that not many people use anymore, which is sad because the chaplain on a bike was like a really powerful character in 9th, and now he's like nowhere, right? Not anymore, says Langmeister, so we can't even... Eviscerators are completely gone for Blood Angels. I didn't even realise that they were gone. Sad times, man. I think you used to be able to even take them on a scout or something like that. Maybe the scout sergeant could take one, I don't know. Inquisitorial agents. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that counts. I'm talking more Blood Angels. Like, we are the Blood Angels. We are the kings of the giant chain swords. We should be allowed to take eviscerators. How sad. Seth! Oh, Ryan! Ryan's here to remind us. Yes, okay. Fine, Seth. God damn it, Seth's got the last eviscerator in Blood Angels history. Oh well, I guess it's a fitting choice for someone. Like, someone had to have it. I actually had one of my Sanguinary priests. I think back in 8th edition, Sanguinary priests were more like, they could have weapon options. Like power swords, storm bolters. I won't even say power fists. I had a Sanguinary priest built with like a storm bolter and a power weapon. It was a pretty cool conversion, but they got rid of all that as well. Yeah, it's interesting to, like, there's been so many rumors about new Blood Angels kits, and I mean, Dark Angels got like a bunch of stuff. Black Templars have added a bunch of stuff. Ultramarines have had a lot more Primaris stuff than Blood Angels, so I think it's like, it's only a matter of time probably before Blood Angels do get a bunch of Primaris kits. I guess just the big question is, are they going to meet the wishes of the Blood Angels community? And I think that's going to be hard, I guess. I'm just looking forward to having more than like one melee detachment, I guess. Because I think it was a bit crap how there was no melee detachment, or no dedicated melee detachment in Codex Space Marines. Because like, Space Marines can fight in close combat, right? Like, I feel like there should have been one. And they missed a boat on a few of them, right? Because the Stormlance detachment was a bit like average, crappy, bad. I don't know what you want to call it. Did you either see the rumor engine leaks that people said are going to be either Sisters of Battle or Blood Angels, or definitely Blood Angels? No, I haven't seen. I mean, I do occasionally look at the rumor engines, but apparently I never managed to guess them, so I don't read too much into them, Mullen. The Gravis Captain is a big chainsword, yeah, but I think it's just a general chainsword, right? It's not. There's nothing special about it. He has a lot of attacks with it, but I don't think there's anything special about his chainsword, unfortunately. All Imperial Codexes are lacking. Are they? Black Templars are doing pretty well. I guess they're still an index detachment though, aren't they? Every time I see the win rates, man, Black Templars are like flying. They're up at like 58% or something. I don't even really know why they're that strong this edition. Because they tried to make it that they had to pay for all their multi-meltas on top of the Land Raiders and that. That was like a... It was like a targeted nerf at Black Templars, but they still seem to have like a crazy win rate. Is it the army-wide invuln? Probably, because the last edition they had to make they They had to make Redemptor Dreadnoughts more expensive in points for everybody else because Black Templars were using them with the army-wide invuln. I think they had an army-wide Feel No Pain as well last edition, and it was really pushing, like 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts were getting pushed into, like, the realms of, like, these things are really difficult for people to deal with, sort of. It's the option for the Meltas and 3 damage weapons. Yeah, the Sword Brethren are very good as well, I suppose. Just give us Eviscerators and Claws back. Yeah, I kind of miss having a bunch of Lightning Claws. JT Money says, I need a TV show or movie I can watch with a wife. Got any recommendations? What do you guys like to watch, man? Because I watch TV shows every week with my wife, but I must admit, I am not a TV show watcher. So we don't watch like a whole lot of stuff. We only watch like maybe like 3 or 4 hours of stuff a week. I'm going to be live for like 10 more minutes, guys. If there's any questions, hit me up in the next 5 minutes, I guess. If not, I guess the tactics video will be coming out on Friday as planned, and then hopefully we'll get back to a live battle next week. I definitely really hope I don't have to miss it next week, because I need to keep practicing before this GT at the end of... Blood Angels Commander GT is in like a month. I'm going to try and stream some of the GT. I don't know how it's going to work, honestly. But I'm going to try and see if we can at least set the camera up and have a bit of a live stream going when the GT's live. Whether it's just like a live stream potted at the top table, maybe, and then yeah, I really don't know how it's going to work. Maybe I could make a template or something in, for the games and then show that on the stream. I guess we'll see. Evening, Mike, how you doing? Which brushes are you using? These ones, the white ones, are the crappy synthetic Citadel ones. And the more, like, the size 1 brush is the Element Game character brush. But both these brushes have had, like, look at the state of this. These are old brushes. This is... I don't even chew my brushes that much, but this brush has been well used. This brush is probably a year old at this point. Maybe... Highland Phoenix always says that he doesn't feel bad about his brushes after he's watched my stream. I tend to only get like better brushes when I'm closer to finishing the model. But I'm just doing like tons of base colours and base coats, and I do like that whole 2 thin coats of everything just about. So while I'm doing all that crap, I'll use any old knackered brush, I guess. Only when I need to start getting a bit more accurate do I use something that's got a bit better. Good evening, Ardeen, how you doing? I hope they FAQ it so more characters count as Deathwing. Right now enhancements can't go anywhere except for Terminators, which is fluffy. Yeah, Dark Angels, I saw the other day that Dark Angels are like one of the lowest win rates. I wasn't really sure how I felt about that, like why is their win rate so low? I guess their codex was a bit average. Marines always seem to get that though. Other armies come out, like Eldar come out, they're like crazy strong, and then Marines come out and it's like the codex is average. Whoop-de-doo. Spec77 say, hey John, working on 1k list for transporting assault intercessors. Would you recommend 2 Impulsors or one repulsor? I like both, man, actually. I've run both. The advantage of having them all in one I was gonna say, I don't know if it outweigh if you're dead set on using assault intercessor, I'm not sure having them all inside one transport outweighs the idea of the repulsor and the impulsor. I mean, the repulsor does kill some stuff. Whereas I feel like the impulsor doesn't really. And the impulsor does also eat up a bunch of enemy fire, right? Enemies will shoot it because it's got las cannons and las talons, and people will shoot that more than maybe they'll just shoot against a regular impulsor that's got a 5-up invuln. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a dead... I suppose that what it depends on is what the rest of your list looks like, right? Like, if you already got a bunch of armor, maybe you can get away with just one. If you don't have any transports or anything like that, maybe you should go for the 2, because then that gives the opponent more targets potentially to have to deal with, something like that. It's probably how I would look at it. Mike said, people don't like drop pods, huh? What about Land Raider with Seth and a priest? I mean... You can do Seth and a priest in a repulsor, right? Repulsor has transport capacity of 12 as well, I believe. Yeah, what about that? What about Seth and a priest and in the repulsor, because the repulsor keeps it nice and cheap. Then when you disembark, you can advance and charge because of Seth as well. Yeah, I'm liking this idea, Ryan. There you go. That's what you should do. Mike says I split them up means you can go after multiple threats. Yeah, I mean, the thing about assault intercessors is they're going to be a lot better if you... what is it you want to do? You want to add a captain to them so that you can use finest... Is that the name of it? Finest? The ability that gives the captain 3 extra attacks and devastating wounds. I think it's called Finest Hour. Yeah, so maybe there's 2 ways to look at it. You could go for the big repulsor with Seth and the priest, or you could go with the impulsors. Yeah, I think it really depends on how much armor you already have in the list and how much you're able to split your forces up to deal with threats. I don't think there's necessarily a right and wrong answer. Dude, I built Seth. Like, I built a custom Seth. Were you on the stream when I built the custom Seth, Ryan? If that was the one stream you missed when I built the custom Seth, I would be so sad. Right, I'm getting pretty tired and I don't want to drink more coffee at 10 to 11 at night or I will not get to sleep. You were there for that, right? So yeah, so I feel like what I'm going to have to do to... I was going to sedate you. Sedate is the wrong word. What I'm going to have to do to satisfy you, Ryan, I think, is I'm going to have to go to this GT that I'm going to with Dante and all that, and then I'm maybe going to have to just bite the bullet, build the Seth character, and take Seth to GT. And see if we can do what you were saying about, like, jump him out of transports and cause mayhem. I mean, I ran Mephiston to a few GTs, and Mephiston's anything but good, right? He's so unreliable. Ah, see, I dropped my model. Falling asleep. I'm going to be tedding off, guys. Leave a like on the stream if you can. I'll be live with a tactics video on Friday, jumping into all the Vanguard veteran stuff. Why you should maybe want to consider Vanguard veterans, comparing it to last week's video about all this, the Sanctuary Guard and the Death Company. I think it's going to be quite a long video because I ended up filming for quite a while last night. So that'll be coming on Friday. That should be good. Thank you to everybody that subscribed tonight. Welcome to the channel. Thank you to everyone that did channel memberships, super chats, all that sort of good stuff. I do really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that's got a green name that is a member month on month. You guys are the lifeblood of this channel. Thank you so much. You guys are so appreciated. I mean, without you guys coming up and showing up for every stream as well, it would be just me in an echo chamber. So thank you. I have a lot to do in these Outriders. I'm trying to think how many hours it's going to take to paint one Outrider to like a pretty good standard for me. I feel like I usually spend about 8 hours on an infantry. These are quite a bit bigger. I'm thinking each Outrider might end up taking somewhere in the region of like 10 to 12 hours, maybe a little bit longer. So I'm going to be painting these guys for a while. I would be happy to see him in a battle report. Well, we could definitely get him in a battle report. See if we can build a list where Seth is a menace.
I have awoken.
There we go, Ryan. Thank you so much. Build a list where Seth is a menace. Get him in a battle report, and if we feel like we've got a chance, take him to GT, huh? You know what, I need to message Brett as well. He said that he'd almost done with the Blood Angels t-shirt that I'd commissioned. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Ryan. So we should have the Blood Angels Commander of t-shirt commission finished pretty soon. So figuring out how we can actually sell those, hopefully, and let people get their hands on the BAC t-shirts will be a cool thing. So as soon as I have more news on that, I'll share that as well. Probably mention that a few times in my tactics video when that's actually a thing and when it's actually happening. So for the interim, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for coming past. Welcome to the new people. Now we can get 2 cups of coffee from you, Ryan. Thank you so much for the couple of cups of coffee. You know what's funny? I always say that. I was like, you can support the channel for the price of a cup of coffee, but I never buy expensive coffee. It's a good... Everybody else does it, though. I just think I'm too tight. I'm too tight a person to buy coffee from Starbucks. It's like, I don't know what it's like in... I bet you in America it's actually crazy. But in the UK it's getting pretty crazy. It's like $5. You're probably... How much does a latte cost in Starbucks these days? It's like... It won't be long before that costs $10, I swear to you. Alright, enjoy your evening, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys Friday for the tactics video. And then I'll see you guys on Saturday to get some more colours on these Outriders, and hopefully we'll know who we're playing next week. Like, I do... You know what? Outriders are like... Honestly, I love them. They feel like chunky firstborn bikes, and I miss my firstborn bikes. I just really wish they could get some good rules. It's $8 for Starbucks. Yeah, man, you could buy coffee for like a month for $8, right? Man, I should open a Starbucks, a Blood Angels Commander Starbucks. We'll make $8 off every coffee. We'd be rich. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.